Alright, week 6, numbers 9 and 10. But this is also going to help you with 16 and 17. Let's see. So, we talked about number 9, direct variation. And then they also talk about inverse variation on number 10. Okay, direct variation is set up like this. Y equals kx. Okay. This is a constant, same number over and over from the problem, but you got to figure out what it is for the problem. Direct variation means as x increases, then y increases. Or as x decreases, then y also decreases. So they have the same effect on each other. One goes up, the other goes up. One goes down, the other goes down. Inverse is the opposite, k over x. So these two forms, this is what you're going to need, especially with numbers 16 and 17. So when we do this, for inverse variation, as x increases, y decreases. So one goes up, the other goes down, and vice versa. As x decreases, y increases. Sorry about the phone again. So number 9. Number 9 says direct variation. Okay, if you go 120 miles in 3 hours, how long can you take a trip at 200 miles? Alright, so you're going to have to decide your miles and your hours. So, you really pick, it's not that big of a deal. I would say y is the bigger number because it's going to be easier to divide that way. So y is going to be miles, x is going to be hours. So first step, use your equation, y equals kx. You're given information if you go 120 miles in 3 hours. Okay, so stop, 120 miles, 3 hours. So I plug them in. Y is my miles, so 120 equals 3 is my x. I need to figure out what k is. So divide. So all throughout this problem, I need to use this number for k. So I have those two numbers, so now I need to set up. It says, how long would a trip of 200 miles take? So now this time it says, how long? So I need to figure out x. That's the question. So I have 200 miles. So I plug that in for y. Plug it in for y. 200 equals, now for any time through this problem, k needs to be that number. So now this time I'm going to plug in a number here. And then I'm going to figure out the x this time. So your job to finish this off is figure out x. Now number 16. All you need to do is use this equation, y equals kx, and plug in the numbers into this spot. Solve for k, like we did here. So plug in numbers, solve for k, and then write your equation for number 16 as the variable y equals, what did you find here for k, and then write the letter x. So all you need is, in the end for number 16 is you need that number k right here, so leave y here and x here. On number 10, now it does say inversely proportional. So number 10, we need to use the inverse. Suppose a certain trips take 3 hours at 50 miles per hour. How long would it take the same trip to take at 60 miles per hour? Okay, so again, y is going to be miles, kx is going to be hours. So again, I read the first thing, 3 hours at 50 miles per hour. So 50 miles in for y equals k over 3. Solve for k by cross multiplying, and I would suggest making this over 1 and doing the cross multiplyings. And so cross multiply 50 and 3 and 1 and k and get k equals how much at the end. And then re-plug in, because it says how long would it take, so I'm going to find x as the question then. It says 60 miles, so 60 for y. Fill in your number for k. So anytime in number 10 you found that k here, that gets to be plugged in here. And then leave x as x, and then you cross multiply here. And then make sure you have a number here, cross multiply, and solve for x at the end. Okay. Number 17, very similar. So suppose y varies inversely with x. It just means you have this equation to use. Y is 15, x is 40. Find an equation of variation for x and y. So you plug in your numbers, y equals k over x, which is 40. Solve for k. Then finish off in a write an equation, y equals what number here over x.